It is well with my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of His glorious thought. My sin, not in part, but the whole, is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well with my soul. And Lord, haste the day when my face shall be sight, the clouds be rolled back as a scroll, the trump shall resound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. I did mention last time that for me, music is what soothes my soul, calms me when I'm sad, and also energizes me when I need to be energized, when I'm really feeling down, truly down. I don't know how you are feeling this week, or what emotions you've gone through this week. I've gone through a lot of emotions. There's something just... Envy is a bad thing, but I will be honest. I really envied the mothers who got flowers, who were treated, who were pampered. And I'm going to be honest. One of the reasons, there were many. One of the main reasons was that parents kept suggesting ABA therapy, and most autistics who are now adults and able to communicate say ABA was very traumatizing and very abusive. So to see them constantly saying, send your child to ABA therapy, it wasn't good for me. It's not like I'm an expert, and so I couldn't speak up. Well, actually I did once, but also the person who started this group, the specific autism mothers group I'm talking about, she's almost like a self-promoter also. So she's not in the foreground, promoting all mothers, all types of autism. It's really about her, and then everyone else is like vice principals. But there's a definite structure. She's the leader. She was definitely supporting and promoting ABA therapy, and kept talking about how she's this kind of professional, and it didn't work with me, because we should listen more to adult autistics or even teenagers more than we listen to professionals who themselves are not autistic and whose autistic children have not yet told them, if they can, how they perceive ABA therapy. So that was one of the things that really made me uncomfortable. One of the very human things that I will confess to is envy. On Mother's Days, even on birthdays, there were videos and photos galore of how they were being pampered. They were being spoiled, that's the word, spoiled by their children. Of course, many of them were being egged on by the husbands. The dads were the ones who were telling the children, it's Mother's Day, let us spoil and pamper your mother. And so they would show videos. It was cute. You know how it is when children really can't do much, but they did their best. It was heartwarming. It really was. And the worse the breakfast was, the more our hearts melted, because the ones who do the worst are the ones who have the biggest struggles in life. So the one who just scribbles, it melted our heart just as much as the one who brought in a bag full of perfume and this and chocolates and this and that and the breakfast that were made, Yes, some you would never make for yourself, but they were made with love. And never in my life, ever, have I received that. I've never been pampered. Never has anyone told me, today's your day off. Just rest and everything will be taken care of. Just don't think. Here's some food for you. Let's spoil you. There were so many people at the shops, men, and some of them had their daughters and stuff, and they were buying flowers. And my husband was like, oh, look at these silly people buying flowers. They look so stupid. This whole thing is just the marketing ploy. Look how much the shops are making. And I just kept quiet because, yes, okay, then don't give flowers on Mother's Day. But I would love, this is the human part of me. I told you I'm not holy. I'm not perfect. I remember a brother-in-law of mine who asked me, why is it that your blog, I had an old blog, is called Imperfect Mom of, at the time, because you're the most perfect Christian I know. And he's not a Christian, but he comes from a very interesting family. There's no one like me in their family, let's put it that way. And he was like, you're not imperfect, you're perfect. I'm not. I am human, and I do envy those who get to be spoiled, to be treated like they're not royalty, but like they're royalty. I mean, come on, even Ellen White says mothers are the queen of the home. But I've never met a queen who's constantly on, except maybe if she says, okay, I'm going away for a weekend. But I'd love to be on at home, to be told, yes, that's the thing. I want to be told I matter as a mother. I want to be told my efforts are appreciated as a mother. I want to be acknowledged for the hours I spend up in bed. Even if I was healthy, I'd want it. But my goodness, more so that I'm sick. I wish I could be told I could never do what you do. Which Elaine Perry does tell me that. But yeah, to have someone who's seeing you sitting there, marking, printing paper after paper past papers, trying to figure out how to educate each specific child. And now I've got my 4-year-old in the mix. I wish I could be told, you're doing it so well and with so much grace, because I know I am doing it with grace. I don't throw tantrums, I don't get angry, I do it with prayer. And when Christ is in your heart, in your mouth, in your lips, everything you do is sanctified. And I know he sees it. God does see it, and he sees what you do also. But we are human. And like David, we just wish to be held up and lifted. And so Mother's Day was hard, because it wasn't that Mother's Day itself is not celebrated in my home. It's that there is no day where I'm just told, because of who you are and how you do it, how you are this mother. And I know, my goodness, it sounds wrong, but I know I'm a lovely mother. I know I am not perfect, but I'm a sight better than the mothers I've had. And so it was just that, it was just lonely and sad. But then there were some ladies who sent things that resonated with the rest of the week. Things I saw maybe Monday or Tuesday in autism groups, where one post was, autism mothers keep a lot to themselves because no one understands them. And the autism meme that this young lady, her name is, I don't know if she's okay with me naming her, Sister Mercy Vala, she sent something similar. One of the things was, autism moms do this, autism moms do that. It was along the lines of autism moms are isolated and not seen or understood. but they love their children. It was something like that. I can't remember the exact wording. And then also in an OT for ADHD group, same concept. We keep a lot inside because no one else understands it. I wanted to say to you, I understand it. Or if you're a chronically ill mother, because there was one in the chronically ill mom group as well, where it was acknowledged that we are mothers despite. We mother despite. We keep showing up despite. And this is what Elaine says. She's plus 60, over 60. And she always says, she's also sick. She's chronically ill. She'll never get better. At a stage, she'll keep getting worse also. Different problems, hip replacement, this replacement, that, And she says, I don't know how you do it. Just having one child, and I was tired as a mother, which is understandable. Proper parenting, present parenting is tiring. And she only had one, as she said. So now to have 6 children with so many varied and varying and different needs. And it's not like you have 6 children who are all neurotypical. Okay, this one needs a bit more love. This one is more hands-off. You need to give him gifts. What's their love language? It's challenges. It's not needs, it's challenges also. And therapeutic needs. That is the point she was making. We're not seen. Well, many of us, not all of us, many of us are not seen. And the truth is because we keep quiet. I'm not going to text my friend, or I don't know if you do, but I don't text my friend and say, oh my word, again, my head feels like it, my neck feels like it's cracking, and this child has done this and that child has done that, and I'm really going to cry. That's how I feel. I feel like, okay, I can't take this, I'm going to cry. That's it. I don't get angry. I don't hit anyone. I don't smack anyone. It's not me. And I wish even that could be acknowledged, because wow, for us Black people, that's a departure from the norm. And the ADHD mentioned it, the ADHD meme, that it's hard to separate or put a balance between naughty behavior and ADHD behavior, because they both go against what the child has been told. Both behaviors go against what the child should be doing. The child who takes scissors and slashes her sister's dress, where do you draw the line? The child who puts paint on her tongue, where do you draw the line? How do you know what's what? I know one was very clear this week, where my son, I had told him, okay, you must circle. He's doing bigger, biggest. Well, that one was smallest. But anyway, he had to circle the smallest. I turn around, put together some work for his sister, come back, and he's colored in, not circled them. That it was clear. He wasn't being willfully disobedient. He wasn't being rebellious. ADHD just came over and he forgot. Same with my daughter. She was writing a test, and the question was, she had to write VAT, but we don't use the word VAT in our country, in our home. It was a basin, like a wooden vat in which you might put grapes in and squash them. We don't have that. It was the first time that it appeared in her test. And so I told her, okay, you must write the words for this. And I named each item just to make sure she knows what each item is, what each picture depicts. And then she must get on and do the test under typical test conditions. But she forgot what VAT was, and she wrote VAS. Of course, I gave her another chance, and I said, what is this? And she said, well, I don't remember what it is. Would you ever get angry with a child who did that? So I told her, okay, it's a VAT. Can you write VAT? And then she wrote it. So sometimes it's easier to balance the two. Sometimes it's not. And so I wanted to just end with this. This was a whole bunch of how we are alone, how I deal with loneliness. My hope is that you'll find people who will try to understand. My prayer is that you will find people who speak your language. My hope is that you will also come across memes and you'll think, this is me, this is my life. I don't bother opening up 99% of what happens to me as a mother because no one would relate anyway. So what's the point in sharing it? So yes, they'll share, oh, we're going to America in 3 weeks. Okay, nice for you. All it does is remind me, goodness, we can't even travel to Durban, which would be a disaster. You know, that's how far I am from the closest people who are friends. Or their children, as I said before, they go to school and they're typical. I don't have any neurotypical mom friends. So I am really alone. And I wanted to say this to you. I really hope that if you're either chronically ill like me and you've had a terrible week. Oh, okay, let me mention that. You guys know that I said most recently that I've been waiting and I've heard nothing from Discovery Medical Aid, except that they're waiting for information. So I emailed the nurse and I said, hi, it's been a month since I came in to see the doctor. Now, bear in mind, the day I saw the doctor made an appointment for me to come for follow-up to see how the medication is treating me for 4 months' time, because then it should have started having an impact. Except now we've already gone over a month and we haven't even begun. The clock is ticking on everything. At first I was okay with it because I knew that I was going to have surgery anyway. So when I went to see the doctor, I knew I'm due for surgery in the first week of May. I saw the doctor April 16th. So it's okay that the medicine is going to take a while. But now we've come past 2 weeks. I should be able to inject, but I have nothing to inject. So I said, it's been a while it's been a month, and I saw what the medical aid said last week about how there are documents missing. I wanted to find out, where are we in the process? And I mentioned this because it talks about how we advocate for our children, our ADHD children, our autistic children. You've heard a lot of my struggles with advocating for my children, especially in the Western Cape. But there's also advocating for ourselves as chronically ill people. That also is its own burden. And I see you, and I hope you can relate to this and you understand. We can understand each other. That was all I asked. Where are we in the process? Like, literally, has this, as in, this has happened, we are going to now do this. That's all I would expect as an answer. But the answer I received was so bad that I forwarded it to 3 other people. Totally different life experiences. One is Elaine, my 60-plus-year-old friend. One is this one is single, one is married, and one is a mom, an adoptive mom. And I said, what do you think of this tone in this letter? And they all were just, why would she write like that? Surely it's your right as a patient who is waiting and sick to know where you are in the process. But the response from this nurse was along the lines of, you should know that this process takes time. You should be patient. We did this and this. I like the fact that she said 90% of what medical aid said was missing, we had submitted. And so I thought, okay, so what about the 10%? What about the 10% that they don't have? Where are we? Have they got that 10% yet? That's all I wanted to know. I don't want to be lectured and told, you should know these things take time. I know they take time. So I replied and said, duh. Well, I didn't. I replied and said, yes, I know they take time. Oh, yes, because one of the things that was missing was a letter from the panel, Sarah, rheumatologist panel, and some information from my rheumatologist. So I said, yes, I know that these things take time. My previous rheumatologist told me that Sarah, the panel, doesn't have set dates for meeting. So it's not like we know that they will meet on May 4th or May 20th and May 21st, June 21st. We don't know. And that therefore I will have a long wait. But, and that is why my words were, and that is why I emphasized really, put it in bold, was asking, where are we in the process? Where are we? Because if Sarah hasn't met, that changes other things. I still have my elbow operation. I didn't say what operation. The countdown for that began already a while ago. The 4-month pre-op consultation. Hopefully we won't have an op, but it's a possibility. And so I said, if you would have told me Sarah has not yet met, then I would phone my surgeon and say, can we move my pre-op consultation for 2 months down the line? I have other medical decisions I have to make based on, again, where we are in the process. So that's all I wanted to know. What has happened? What is yet to happen? What is going to happen? what is yet to happen? And I know discovery themselves, it's not that they'll immediately answer. Goodness me, this is my life. This is me in more pain every single day. I don't tell her that because you can tell that she doesn't care. She knows people on biologics are in pain. She knows we're suffering. She read my motivation letter where I mentioned that even my lungs are suffering. So I'm not going to repeat that. If she didn't care the first time, she's not going to care now. Especially if she's going to answer like that. I know when someone is heartless, there's no point in trying to force them to have a heart. So I didn't bother going into how it is my human right to be kept up to date, to be kept in the loop about what is happening regarding my own body. That's all I wanted to know. Where are we? Are we waiting for Sarah? Has Sarah done the certificate? Has the information been sent to Discovery? I'm giving examples of what she could have said. Or that it will take us 10 days to get this done, Or tell me that my rheumatologist has 20 other forms that she needs to do before she gets to mine. That's all I asked for. So that has been part of my week. Advocating for my health. My health, more bones are getting sore now. It's like my ribs over here as well, my chest. I'm tired, guys. I am tired of suffering, but being made to feel bad for just wanting to be treated as a suffering human, wanting to be treated humanely, just with dignity. I don't want special treatment. I just want to be seen. And so for all of us who wish we could be seen and are not, my thoughts are with you. I don't know you, but if you're in my shoes, I see you. I feel all of us. You might not be in the groups, but I'm sure many of the things that are said in the groups are things you would say. I did this whole YouTube stuff on my illness and on the autism, ADHD, all the stuff, because I did say this before, because of a mom who is living in the States, who said to me, I'm the first person, and this is me in South Africa, in Cape Town, just writing my own little blog. I'm the first person who helped her to see that she's not a sinner for not being able to go to church with her then 3-year-old autistic son. That's what I aim to be to you. I want to be an encouragement. I want to be the one person, maybe, who can relate to you, or who you can relate to. I want to be the person about whom you can say, I'm not alone, or I'm not mad, or I'm not crazy, I'm not evil. I am just a human undergoing a lot of stress that others can never get. Even when they want to, they can't. And it's not their fault. That we know. We know if you love me, but you don't exactly spend every day asking, okay, what went wrong today? What was your victory? It's just enough to know you love me and you do communicate. There are a lot of people who want to help, but their help is one of the things I read in the chronically ill chronically ill group was how people want to give advice. Oh no, it was a Healthline article on 10 things not to say with someone with ankylosing spondylitis. And one of them was, don't ask, have you ever tried blah, blah, blah. They give their reasons. My reasons are, don't ask me that, because 100% of the people who have asked me if I've ever tried this treatment, that doctor, this dietitian, that whoever, 100% of those people who have been treated by those professionals, experts, health people, none of them, 100%, do not include any ASP patients, or 0% of the people who've been helped are people with ankylosing spondylitis with dying lungs. And so please stop giving us suggestions. We are experts in our own disease. We know you're coming from the right place, though we've never said give us suggestions. So it's unsolicited advice, which is another story. But for those of us who have been victim to that, I salute you too. I feel you. I feel the frustration. Also, it kind of shows that the person is not seeing us. They don't see what AS really is, how different it is to any other disease. They're rushing to give a solution when they don't even know the problem. And that is why it is irritating when they do that. And so, for you also get irritated, I see you too. We will suffer together through the well-meaning and not so helpful comments to the virtual hugs from people like Elaine, to the people who wish they could help but have no idea how to help and just feel helpless. So I also feel helpless. So we will all feel helpless together. But I do hope that in these seasons of suffering and pain and loneliness, that you do also find either some release through crying or some moments of joy, and that somehow you catch some kind of rest, even if it's just one golden hour in the night when your autistic child is not awake. And for those who are not sick or who don't have autistic children, or none of those things that we are, I hope that if you are close to someone who's in need like that, something comes up that you can help them with, even if it's just shopping. For example, I can't go to the shops and not suffer. So, as in if I do the shopping on my own, it will hurt just to put things into the trolley. So if my husband's gone, traveled, it's a problem. So if you know people who've got AS or other physical problems, ask them, can I join you to do shopping so I can put the things in your trolley? Is there anything you'd want me to get at the shop for you? Elaine has asked that. That's just one random idea that I just came up with. It would really help. I chose When Peace Like a River because it's one of those songs where the last verse makes me weep. I can't wait for that day when my faith shall finally be sight, where I will see the Lord we've been waiting for all these years. When all this will be over, me and my children will be healthy and happy. I really do hope He does haste that day. Even so, come Lord Jesus. Amen.